Hello, welcome back. I think when we're dating, it'd be good to go into it being mentally prepared to make positive changes, like to our own bad habits and traits. So we adjust to the other person for the better. Since realistically, there's no perfect person out there for us, right? If we're defining perfect as in like you or they will never need to make any changes. Both of you came from two very different walks of life, meaning you each have many habits and ways of how you like things to be done. And we need to respect each other's differences as much as possible. But we also need to inevitably compromise and usually change towards the healthier habits. This may be good for us, ourselves, since it's a push to making positive changes we should have made a long time ago, or we really weren't aware of until now. And this isn't just relevant to the dating stage, but even more like in marriage. We constantly need to try to adapt to each other and be flexible. It could be a beautiful exchange of, I want to change this to make you happy, and the other person wants to for us too. Examples of some of the potential positive changes could be not leaving food out after eating and making sure to throw it away, because once you both live together, you'll share a space together, meaning we need to consider how we don't want the other to need to see spoiling food and stinkiness, right? Although you may have not even noticed this as that bad when you were living by yourself. And also, maybe your partner witnessed you being kind of rude to your coworkers or friends or whoever the other day, and they try to address that to you, but rather than lingering and feeling they're just judging you, you can maybe self-reflect and make the effort to improve. This is great for ourselves because we aren't perfect and need trusted people to challenge us for the better and learn and adapt to each other's good ways. And if you have unhealthy spending habits, like you have to buy the latest and greatest electronics or whatever it may be, when you should be saving much more, if your partner calls you out on it, maybe this is the time to change. It's often not for them, really. It's for ourselves too and the shared relationship. And we need to differentiate amongst what's good for me to change anyway versus what I want to do for my person because it makes them happy, versus this change may be way too much, or actually not particularly better to change. Yeah, especially for the last one I mentioned. We can check with a third party, like various other people, on what they think, because I've emphasized that making positive changes are good, but what if it's too much? Like, it's healthier and positive to mop the floor sometimes in your shared home. But what if your partner wants to twice a day, every day, although the floor isn't really dirty, especially since both of you are at work most of the time? I don't know. So many cases are nuanced, but in general, I think we should have an open, loving mind to make good changes. Of course, if your partner's trying to like control you or being rude or making you lose yourself and like trying to change things about you that isn't any better to change, that's not okay. But if they're trying to help you and ask you towards adjusting to a healthier or good trait, it may be understandable. And we can use this as a positive opportunity to work on making the change, as we hope the partner would think so too, about the good change they should make. I find it's such a loss when someone, let's call him Arthur, breaks up with someone, let's call her Sarah, because Sarah tried to change his bad ways. He wanted to keep his bad traits, or don't even see them as bad. Or he gets broken up with because he didn't want to change. Or they get into fights and tensions because of the resistance to change. Also maybe because Arthur didn't know why he has to change and he thinks she should just love me for who I am. What you see is what you get. So if Arthur had gone into dating with already having in his mind that he will probably have to change some things and he already knows the good why, then such problems could have or could maybe have been avoided. We don't want Arthur losing out on a great person and an otherwise compatible relationship because of him resisting positive change, right? You and your partner need to help each other be better and better and literally grow together. I'm curious, what have you changed for the better for your relationship now or in the past? Or willing to change because you know it's honestly something you know you should change because otherwise it would negatively affect the relationship? Or what you wanted your partner to change but they didn't? I'd love to know. And I'll see you in the next video.